Living fast, baby, all I know. Daddy told me gotta give it my all. Cause with some blue collar outlaw. We living life at full speed, there's no pacing. Midwest lifestyle, Ohio grudge racing. Taking home the money wide open on that open road. It's full throttle since the baby bottle, baby. This is all I know. In overload, tires roll. Tell them I want all the smoke. Slow pokes will choke in my rear view. Adios, run your car, knock him out. Put your money where your motor is. Heavy hitters, dream killers, kill shot. Hold them still, told them chill. We on fire like this lit with rocket fuel. Stop it, fool. Blue collared outlaws, you think you talking through? Winning attitude all on the line, and we ain't about to lose. Beat the brake pads off, knock your car out the shoes, line them out, chop them up. Underdogs on top again. Never say die. We from Columbus, so we gotta win. Hard working, fast running outlaws of street racing. All your dreams is in my tail lights. You can keep chasing.
What's up, everyone? Happy Monday. Here we are on YouTube. If you're watching this on Facebook, I see 9 of you over there. Get over on the YouTube. Facebook's banned me again for some post in 2018. I don't know this. I'm not going to get started on that. You see, we got the bootleg edition here. But if you want to get the real deal, come over to YouTube. I posted the link to the YouTube. Damn it. I posted the link to the YouTube on the Facebook channel. So just click on that link and come over to YouTube. And apparently August or April 28th, I'll be able to go live on. Why the hell does everybody call me? I'll be able to go live on Facebook again also. I don't know. I don't know why they dig something up on me from 2018 to ban me for this time, but whatever. Anyhow, hope everybody had a good week last week, had a good weekend. Kyle, what's up, buddy? Thanks for the stars. Look at this high-tech bootleg on Facebook. I see you guys. I see everybody starting to funnel in over here on one of our guests. I see everybody starting to funnel in over here on YouTube. I appreciate that. I apologize for the inconvenience. It's a nightmare dealing with Facebook and all these policy changes. So I apologize, but get over here to YouTube. Links on the main page, and we can have a lot more fun over here, anyways. Let's see. Since last Monday, worked on the Blazer quite a bit. Not nearly enough. I don't know. It never seems like you get enough done on these deals, right? But making good progress, waiting on some parts, and having fun. What's up, brother? You know, it's hard out here, man. It's hard out here. That's all right, Bruce Springsteen. I think I am set up for super chat or something, but I don't know how to turn it on. But it's all good. Hey, Abby, how you doing? Missed you yesterday. I'm gonna come back down there. We gotta get you on behind the wheel, talking about those RC cars. You're out there killing it, killing everybody, having fun. So, Duncan, hush. What's up, Haunted House? Perry. Duncan, you're about to get banned. you're on Facebook, everybody give Duncan an angry face for all his comments. I'd appreciate it. So we had a great weekend. Got a lot done on the Blazer. Got a lot of woo! You know what? All bullshit aside, that Buick that I have, what was that guy had that Cutlass that was all-wheel drive? He used the Chevy Astrovan front end. Now that's some bad shit. I'd love to do a twin turbo all-wheel drive G-body. I'm not even gonna lie. Then people could bitch about me. What's up, Sherm? I sent you the link in Messenger, Sherm, so you can join us. Get your butt on here in a few minutes. And we'll get some of these more vocal people on here to talk about their opinions and everything. But yeah, got a lot of stuff done on the Blazer. Went to Dayton. Got some cool interviews. Josh Engel. Hung out with the Dayton Small Tire Mafia guys. So yesterday we filmed, I believe it was 7 episodes for Behind the Wheel. I just dropped one today, about an hour ago, as a matter of fact, for Eddie Duncan for Behind the Wheel. Great guy up in the northeast side of Ohio. Definitely get over there and check his out. Let's see. I'll post the link here in the comments real quick, and go support your fellow Ohioans. I guess fellow racers, because we've got quite a few that are from Indiana and some other places. We were going up to Detroit on the 20th to film a bunch of those guys, and just having fun with it, man. Where's the? Oh yeah, that. Wow, forgot about that too. Look at that. Tony McKinney and Revolution Racing using our artwork from Behind the Wheel on the race trailer. That was pretty cool. Pretty excited about that. Good time. Had some fun. Gonna have some fun with that. Pretty humble. That's pretty humbling. Whoever thought could take a picture that was worth anything, right? So get rid of all this stuff. Like I said, just posted this one an hour or so ago. Get over there and show Eddie some love. Learn about another Ohio racer and his nitrous Mustang, and support everybody, man. Get to know everybody a little bit better and show Eddie some love. So now we'll just get to what everybody's here for. So it's already been in Ohio. It's already kind of been a debate about all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicles being in small tire class. And weekend before last, there was a race where we're losing people here. There was a race where four-wheel drive won big tire, which I'm cool with. I'm listen, I post all kinds of memes. I crack all kinds of jokes. I'm not trying to argue with anybody about it, or definitely not trying to get into any kind of disrespectful stuff with anybody over my opinion. But my opinion is that the small tire class was made for a maximum of 21 inches worth of rubber driven by an engine to compete in that class. So that's where I stand on it. And I think, if you're driving more than 21 inches worth of rubber by horsepower, you should be in the big tire class. Some people think differently. We got a couple of them on here today. They agreed to give their so we got some RC guys in here now saying the four-wheel drive is the gyro of small tires. Let's debate. So we got a couple of we got an all-wheel drive guy and a four-wheel drive guy in here now. Hear their side of the story. I know Austin has been pretty vocal, and I know he's also taken a lot of shit from people. So he was one of the first local guys that I wanted to reach out to and give him a chance to express his views. So I mean, let's just remember, hey, we can all talk a little bit of shit and have a little bit of fun, but let's just keep everything respectful and let's just talk about some stuff. It's not Facebook. Sometimes stuff gets out of hand, people's feelings get hurt or whatever. Let's debate, but let's not turn it into that, because that's garbage and that doesn't get anybody anywhere. That's not what I want this to be. What's up, Guffey? How you doing, buddy? So we'll bring the Austin.
What's up?
How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. I'm gonna duck out and I'm gonna let you and Justin. So Austin, help me out. Pronounce your last name for me.
It's Deutsch.
Deutsch. I was nowhere near that.
Yep.
I overcomplicate stuff. It sounded a lot more exotic.
Nah, very German last name.
Chris Guffey, I'm not going to take up for you on Facebook anymore if you keep harassing me. Come over to YouTube, buddy, so we can see those comments. What's up, Michael? All right, so go ahead and you guys know what the deal is. Austin, you're pretty vocal about being able to race in small tires, so give everybody a little bit of backstory on why and what your thought process is.
Personally, the biggest thing for me is that it's competitive in the class. When I set out to race anything like 5 or 6 years ago, I've always been in love with compression diesels. It's just my thing, and we were really slow. For a long time, we've been slow. It's not something you could even show up with any class and be competitive. In the last 4 or 5 years, we've found significant amount of horsepower and ways to control it. And I've always wanted to just race locally. The stuff I race is all over the country. It's diesel specific stuff, and it's not, it's fun, but being able to race locally is even better. So I put small tires on with the intention of being competitive. If it was going out there and curb stomping people, I wouldn't want to do it. And I've told people that if it is unfair and nobody can beat me, I just won't race. But I've won 3 rounds in all of the racing I did last year. And I've had a lot of people run out of my life. And I've yet to 60 foot, I think, more than one car. And it's just, as long as it's competitive, I think it's a good time.
How about you, Justin?
I'm in agreement with Austin. I guarantee I don't out 60 foot any of the rear-wheel drive cars. I can tell you my average 60 foot if you want to on a prep track is probably like a 147. On a non-prep track is probably like a 1.6. So we don't get to use traction compound and do awesome burnouts and things like that. We just get to go roll up to the line, no heated tires, no nothing, and just leave. So it's even more difficult for me because I'm a man trans car, so I got to clutch that thing. I don't have an awesome button I hold down and just release. So I know it's more than that, but I don't feel like there's an advantage to my car. I have plenty of pictures, videos, things like that in my car going sideways, half track. I've let out third gear before because the track can't hold the power and things like that. And I know rear wheel drive small tire guys have the same problem. So I mean, I'm not out there to try to gain an advantage. I built my platform because I like my car. It has nothing to do with trying to murder anyone in a certain class. I like fair racing, and if you tell me my car is a 570 car and I'm racing a 570 car, I don't know what the big deal is between all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive. So
I couldn't agree more with that. That's exactly how I feel. I've been in situations where it breaks loose mid-track too, and it's really not fun to have an all-wheel drive vehicle do that because you lose steering, and it's very eerie. They float, but I kind of agree with them.
So how do you guys feel about the people who feel like, just as far as traction goes, that it is an advantage off the line, especially like in a no prep or a PYOP setting?
I've never 60-footed anybody. I can tell you the way I race is I do have a significant amount of horsepower, and I can use it on like a pour your own puddle type track, but I don't think I'd be able to use it on a back end track. And I have to run people down. Schoenbaker and anyone that's competitive in Ohio has ran out of my life. That's just how it is. I've never 60-footed anyone, so I don't know how that advantage works. Like, you might see it as an advantage, but putting that into something that functions is two very different things.
Yeah, I agree with that. We have a lot more. I mean, we may have more traction if you want to say that, but our launches are not nearly as violent as rear-wheel drive cars because we will break literally probably everything in our drivetrain if we use all the power getting off the line. So, as to where some of those cars leave really hard. I mean, I know I race the man trans class most of the time, so a lot of this doesn't affect me. But I know Zach Becker 60 foots the bejesus out of me every time I've ever gone up against him, or Jim and his Cobra have I've never been close to 60 footing anyone, so they all leave at like a 1.2, 1.3. And like I said, my best ever is probably like a 1.41. So, and that's probably happened like 3 times.
So in the comments here, I'm mostly seeing, I don't know if you guys can see them or not, but most of the comments here are on a garbage surface. It's on a garbage surface, it's an advantage, absolutely.
I've heard that a bunch, and I could see I don't race backtrack stuff. I don't try to race backtrack stuff. If it's a starting line race, I don't think it's an advantage because I'm getting out 60-footed. With the races that I'm passionate about getting into, I really don't see it as a huge advantage.
So I haven't seen this, but this is just one thing that's come up to me. You keep saying about getting out 60-footed, but most turbo vehicles do get out 60-footed. Let's say just small tire versus small tire by a nitrous car, but we all know turbos come on past the 60-foot typically. So doesn't that kind of almost even out just like it would a small tire turbo car?
I honestly consider mine a nitrous vehicle that has air pushing nitrous in the engine, but I guess you could compare it to that. To be 100% honest with you, I've never messed with the gas side of stuff. So, I mean, I really don't know. The fact, like, I can't leave any better and not keep it from spinning all 4, I guess.
Right. Brian Reppel says, bring him out to the brawl. He'll let you run. And he'll let you run over there in Chicago.
I will say in the last week or two, I've had a lot more people open to doing this. A lot of people are setting rules up so that basically if it has 28 front and rear, they don't care. As long as it matches the rules for frame and body and all that stuff, they're good to go.
Let's see. So the rear wheel small tire guys have the all wheel off the line all the time, and it does even out. But that's the thing about racing. It's one guy's junk versus another guy's junk. Matthew Tucker. Which I can agree. I mean, I guess that was my question earlier. Kind of, it goes back to that same thing. Is you still have to, at the end of the day, you still got to win. But I guess the main question is there an advantage to 4 driven tires over 2 driven tires? Because essentially 10.5 was started because of the advantage of big tire over small tire guys. So they split them up. So to me, it just equates to driven rubber, if you make it as basic as possible. I don't know that there is an advantage or not. I don't even know that there's any way to prove or disprove it. I think it's all good questions.
I think you'd have a pretty hard time actually proving it. But I will say that for me, being a diesel truck, with engine and stock location, factory frame rail under the cab and all that stuff, 70% of my weight is over my front axle. And when you launch, you transfer weight back. So you lose all that weight that's on that front axle. And like in theory, you think that there would be more, I guess, weight to move things forward. But again, I just think it's one of those things that while it looks one way, it actually acts a different way.
We got Mason and Me Power Wheels vids says, what about the weight difference? I guess, can you elaborate on that, Mason? Are you talking about because diesel trucks are heavier typically? We got Jeff Dean with us now, so I'm going to bring him in also. Jeff Dean, who is well known in the diesel world, in the small tire world, and the hard tire world, probably pretty well versed in all of those. So I think he probably is a pretty good person to get some insight from as well. How you doing, Jeff? Can you hear us? I don't think Jeff can hear us. Let me bring it up. Can you hear us, Jeff?
I'm here, but I can't hear anything.
Can everybody else hear me?
I can.
Yes.
Let's
I heard Jeff for a second.
Yeah, I can't hear Josh or nobody.
Interesting. Let me try this. Can you hear me now, Jeff?
Yeah.
All right. So what I was telling everybody is, you have a good history in diesel racing, small tire racing, hard tire racing. So you've kind of run the gambit and been successful in all of those. And I'm not sure how long you've been listening, but let's get your thoughts on all-wheel drive / 4-wheel drive versus small tire, advantages, disadvantages. Is everybody crying for no reason, or is there some legitimacy to the situation?
Well, I mean, the guys that aren't fast, they can legitimately complain. I mean, they've got room to because they can't hang. I mean, that's simple.
Which side of that are you talking about? Small tire or
Small tire.
four-wheel drive?
Small tire guys. I mean, is there advantages to a four-wheel drive on the back of a track? Yeah, there is. Does a two-wheel drive have an advantage over the four-wheel drive on a no prep track? Absolutely. They can hang with them. So, I mean, it goes both ways.
So one of the things we were talking about earlier, Austin was saying about how he has to leave soft. But we were talking about, like typical turbo versus nitrous, for instance, where a nitrous car gets out typically, and then their front half car typically, and turbo's back half. So in that case, what do you think about? Is the traction on a no prep or a PYOP, the added driven rubber, an advantage on the back half as well?
You mean on a regular track? I don't see an advantage. No. On a back half of the track, yes.
So like if we were running backwards, you would say all-wheel drive / four-wheel drive is an advantage in your experience?
Early, I mean, but at that last race I watched, I mean, I still defy anyone to tell me that Kendall didn't run faster than the four-wheel drive cars or trucks.
Oh, I can agree with that. Kendall's a whole
so then
different
if you want to compare who's good and, I mean, the best, which is how you would have to compare it.
I think for me personally, I just get hung up on the fact that the small tire was built around 21 inches of driven rubber. So I just look at it in its most basic form. Personally, that's all the other shit doesn't even matter to me. I don't try to look beyond anything else because that's just, to me.
28-10-5 has for a long time, like a lot of the organizations down south, Ducks stuff, a lot of people have allowed four-wheel drive with Bobby Dodrell. You can run Radial versus the World with a four-wheel drive. He ran, I think, Orska with four-wheel drive in 28-10, or what they consider the 10-5 with the giant ass tire. For a long time, people have laughed at four-wheel drives for even thinking they'd be competitive against anyone that's got a two-wheel drive with any kind of horsepower. It's not the first time that someone's came and raced with people in small tire, I guess. And Donald still allows it his stuff.
Right. No, I know that some of them do, but I just feel personally, again, my opinion is you're over 21 inches of driven tire at that point. So that puts you in big tire as an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Now, if we look at that for a little bit, I don't know that big tire does better at PYOPs or backward stuffs typically, to be honest. I think that's probably partially why we saw what we saw a couple weekends ago. Usually the big tire guys just blowing the tires off.
Them guys should be embarrassed is what they should be.
Typically, though, that's the way the big tire stuff goes. There's very few guys out, I don't know, this side of the Mississippi that actually don't just blow the tires off. It seems like very few.
If you think about it, though, the money's in small tire, and there are several big tire cars that throw smalls on for those races, and I feel like the majority that stay on big tire are almost more or less going out there to have fun. They're not nearly as tested or refined or understand their combo like the small tire guys do. I think it's a different level of competition at that type of race.
I agree. People go to those type of races for small tire typically, big tires and the draw. Mike at Detroit Hood TV lets all-wheel drive in his small tire class. And I know last year he had a 4-wheel drive class, which was pretty. Man, I want to say they had 6 or 8 trucks in it. It wasn't bad. I don't know that in Ohio we could do that. I don't think I've seen that anyways. I don't know if any of you have, where you could have a class with 80 guys. I mean, I think it would be cool to do that.
The other thing that I think on that level, like the all-wheel drive class, for at least for diesel trucks, like I speak for that, and I don't really speak for the imports or the gas stuff, but there's, in all honesty, there's maybe 5 to 10 trucks that are capable of what my truck is in the country. Some more or less, depending, and most of them are all interested in prep stuff. So even on a national event, we don't get more than 10 to 15 trucks, especially running the numbers that we do.
Yeah, I don't recall them being anywhere near as fast as you, but nonetheless, there was some.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you guys arguing in the comments with each other? Where would you say it's the most equal for both rear wheel and all-wheel drive? I don't know. I think Duncan maybe elaborate a little bit on that question. And Solo, that's why I ignored Duncan, because he does half-ass stuff sometimes. So something Duncan and I did on the way to filming think about yesterday. Would you guys be interested in a class where it was strictly all-wheel drives, 4-wheel drives versus small tire, and where only all-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive were on one side and only small tire were on the other, so that way small tires wouldn't race small tires until you get later in the rounds. The same for 4-wheel or all-wheel drive.
I'm not opposed to it. It seems like that's already a race that's going on at Muncie as well.
Yeah, I saw them talking about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm up for that too. I don't care. So, like I said, as long as it's competitive, that's all I care about. Doesn't matter to me any other way.
I genuinely just want to race. Being able to race locally and not 5 states away is awesome for me. So anything within a couple hour drive, I'm 100% game for.
Well, it would be at national trails going backwards.
I couldn't dream of a tune-up for that, but I would give it a shot.
I'll tell you what, that last time we did the event there, that came around really quick. And both big and small tire guys were flying real quick. It was from a PYOP standpoint, it was a little disappointing in how fast that track came around. But I think I don't know. I think in Ohio, I hadn't heard of anybody else doing that. I know, yeah, Indy has their version of that. And I guess maybe I'll look and see what they're doing versus what we're thinking, and try to make it as segregated as possible, as long as possible, and see if there really is an advantage.
The other thing I think you'd run into is you'd have to. I can't do a burnout like he can't either. Or won't, whatever. If you run all-wheel drive in one lane, the other side, small tire, 2-wheel drive stuff is going to get a lot better than what we can do, because we're not carrying any traction compound out or anything like that.
I can agree with that. I think we could alternate races as far as all-wheel drive in the right lane one time, left lane the next. I think we just split the deck down the middle of red and black cards, and then you have small tire guys only have black cards. All wheel only have red, and that way you guys can't draw yourselves. Small tires can't draw themselves. But yeah, we could alternate lanes. That's a valid point. I don't see any issues with that initially. I don't know what other suggestions would you guys have for something like that. I mean, essentially it'd be your race.
I'm
And
up for whatever.
I'm just curious. A, I'm curious to see what would happen, and B, I'm out of meme material, so I either got to shut up or contribute. Although I have gotten some good meme responses, and I appreciate those too. I'm not that guy. It's all fun. Yeah, no, I don't think you got to flip for lanes. I just think if we could take that element out of it, the first pair down, all wheel would go on the right, second pair they'd go on the left, and take all the extra crap out. I'm just reading comments to you guys. It's an event, so giving racers anything to talk about is or any decisions to make is going to always muddy it at some point. Oh, we got a small tire guy here to weigh in. Let's see if I
can't hear anything.
I can hear you.
There you are. I hear you. Hey, all them other small tire guys are scared to come in. I'm not.
I appreciate that.
God damn, I don't look no better on camera.
I'm gonna bring you back in just a second, Jeff. So, Sherm, you've been listening this whole time.
Trying. I spent half the time trying to figure out how to get on here.
I can only host 4 people at once, so I think at this point everybody kind of knows what they're doing. I'm gonna duck out and let Jeff Dean come back in, and just let you guys talk about it. Sherm, what's your stance on all this? What's your thoughts and feelings?
Man, I tried to say something before and I got crucified for it. I'm not here for that. I think every race has a place for everybody. I guess I'm just gonna say I think there's an advantage to it. I don't drive one. All I see is 4 tires instead of 2. Don't crucify me for thinking that way, I guess.
So, can you elaborate on why? You probably can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm like Austin. I got more power than I know what to do with. If I had 4 tires digging, do I think I could put more power down? Damn yeah, I do. Especially down track. But like I said, I don't drive an all-wheel drive vehicle. I'm not here to bash you guys. Make me understand, I guess. When 10.5 come out, when 10.5 tire come out, it come out to even the playing field. You had big money, and then you had guys that built shit in their garage. And everybody wanted to play. It was a way to even out the field. For the big guy, the little guy, and the guy in between. when you add 4 tires, you're adding definitely more contact patch. I don't see how that can be a disadvantage.
I think my eyes is the disadvantage is the weight that the front axle and everything adds to my truck. And I've raced you twice, and the one time you ran out of my life, but both times I've been 60-footed. I mean, I know it's not like necessarily an excuse or anything, but they don't move off the line, I guess, as good as people would think. It's not an advantage in the 60 at all.
Right. And dude, your truck's fast. I won't take nothing away from it. Everybody thinks I'm scared to race you. I'm not scared to race you or anybody else.
And you've been good about it, honestly.
That's why
dealing with you, the track's been nice.
Yeah, that's why I built the truck, was to race it. The first time, yeah, I did okay. The second time, you beat me because at 550 foot, I blew the tires off. It was late, moisture come in, and I lit them up. That was why I lost.
Mm-hmm.
You drove behind me like I was sitting still. And you guys are saying that you're not winning anything. You're getting out 60 footage. But like you said at the beginning of the podcast or this video, you was slow. You're not now. You figured it out. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're racing no prep. You guys aren't doing what you want to do. Give you a year to play with it. You're going to figure it out like you guys do everything else. It's not that you guys are slower or anything like that. You just ain't figured it out yet. When you do, we're all in trouble.
I will say personally, if there becomes a point where it's not a win-lose competitive good time, I have no intention to race that way.
And I get that from you. I totally get it. I don't disrespect, I don't down any of the 4-wheel drive guys, all-wheel drive guys. You're doing the same thing that we're doing. You're racing. You love to do it. A lot of guys are throwing their hands up in the air because we can't even run on W tire, which is 1 inch more of tire. We can't do it. Why? Because there's a big advantage to it. And I personally tried both. I can give it a lot more power with just a W tire. I guess I'm dumbfounded that how 4 tires digging doesn't make an advantage.
Let me ask
and I
you
understand
this,
you got a lot more weight on you. Yeah.
If it's such an advantage, then you take Bobby Dodrell, Miss Misery, Radio versus the World, blown, injected, badass truck. He's 4/10 off the field, and he's 4-wheel drive. So if he's got such an advantage, why isn't he running better? Because he ain't give up. You want to talk about someone with determination? He's piled that thing up and spent more money than probably all of us together fixing it. So it ain't that he ain't tried.
He's put the truck in the 3s. He's not slow.
But it's also a class that's running 350s.
Yeah, 390. He went a 398 or 399. They just went, 350 flat.
Okay. Let me ask.
4/10 off.
Okay, then let me ask you this: if it's not an advantage or a difference, put a 200 tread wear on the front of the truck. Bet he slows down.
I'd be in the wall faster than you know what happened.
You'd need to drive one before you say that, because these things.
Well, you can't say it doesn't.
Things don't drive like anything you've ever driven.
But you can't say that doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, but you're not comparing the best of the best. If you want to say something's got an advantage, if the guy that's the big dog, if he's 4/10 off in a 4-wheel drive versus a guy that's a big dog in a 2-wheel drive, then where's the advantage? Why don't Top Fuel run 4-wheel drive? I mean, they tried it once upon a time. It didn't work either.
Okay, well, let's go back to Miss Misery then again. Them guys ain't running no prep.
While it's not no prep, it's
No,
still
they're
tire
not.
limited, prep limited. I mean, it's not prep limited, I guess, but it's still tire limited class.
He's 4/10 off. I know he's heavier.
That truck's 3,000, if not 29 something, I believe.
Probably racing a bunch of 2,300, 2,400 pound cars.
The screw blown stuff that he races, like competitive guys, are 2,800 pounds right now for a Hemi screw. And I understand like where you're coming from with the visual differences. Like you'd think that naturally it would be faster.
Right. Like I said, I haven't drove one.
But
guys.
that comes back to where they're so ill handling.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why he's piled that thing up so many times. They drive like shit.
Yeah, but I guess I'm confused, and I gotta say, why build a car that you know is going to be a problem and come try to get in another class that you don't qualify for? And
for me, I wanted to race. I built a diesel vehicle because it's what we had. To build a two-wheel drive, you're basically looking at a tube chassis or something or other vehicle because of all the altercations you need to make. So you start with four-wheel drive. And for the first time in history ever, a four-wheel drive, or like we had the power plants figured out enough to come play with gassers. And that was, I mean, for me, it's something that I've always wanted to do. And it's literally just wanting to come play with everyone on the playground kind of deal. Like it wasn't like I built it to come out and to be any certain class or do any one thing. I really enjoy diesel trucks.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at.
I'm with you on that. That's like I stated, we all want to race. I think there's more of you guys coming. There's definitely some badass diesels out there. I'm just stuck on the contact patch thing, I guess.
And I will say, I've heard people say that what happens when someone builds a 3,000 pound one or something along those lines. To my knowledge, I have probably the second or third lightest diesel truck that's running around right now. And the average truck that you're going to put 2 9s under, a lightweight transfer case, carbon drive shafts and all, and the power plant necessary, you're going to be 200,000 into it easy. And
sure.
Kind of what you're running into. Like there's only 2 or 3 of us that are really interested in doing anything on no prep because you have so much tied up in them. If someone were to come into me when we're racing, it'd probably be about one of the sorriest days of my life.
Anybody's. I mean, that's the worst part about no prep racing. But I also hear, not to change the subject, but you all say you're 4,000 pounds. And that's the equalizer or whatever. I'm 38. I'm all steel, stock frame, big block, twin turbos. I'm 3,800 pounds. 2 tires, not 4. If they're gonna let you all run, give us small tire guys something. Hell, give me a W tire. Because I guarantee you it's gonna change my shit. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I've tried it.
I got another small tire guy here in the queue. Justin, I'm not gonna kick you off. I'm just down for a second here.
Yep.
Hey Jeff, how much did your Nova weigh?
My Nova?
Yeah.
You there, Larry?
How I raced it or what it weighed? Big difference.
How you raced it?
How
you raced it?
How I raced it with my fat ass in it? About 3,050 pounds.
That'd be the vehicle I'd be more concerned with. than the insurance full weight truck.
So we got Larry. We got Larry.
How light could it go? Real light.
We got Larry here to argue the small tire side. Larry, what do you have to say?
Hi, hellbillies. How we doing today?
I can't take you guys.
Can you hear me? Hi.
Oh,
Trying to get into this all-wheel drive stuff. Get my diesel all ready to go.
Oh,
Race
God.
y'all. All you small tire guys, all you guys are all slow, especially that fucking green truck that I see fucking running around all over the place. I'll beat the fucking dog shit off that motherfucker. I'll tell you what.
Don't feel special. It's happened before.
Man, I can't wait to run up against you when they bring the all-wheel drive into the small tire race. Let me tell you what. Props to the Austin there. That fucking truck is badass. I love it. I just want to see it just roll some fucking coal. And I just want to just stand in it and just whip it all up and suck into my lungs and enjoy the freedom of America. Hell yeah.
I will say one of the goals for my truck is to not smoke.
No, man. I smoke means power, man. More smoke you throw out, that's just all.
smoke them if you got them.
I mean, you got smoke them if you got them. Hell yeah, brother. That's what they do.
Oh, God. I can't take you guys.
My truck smokes like crazy. Guess what? It's the fastest motherfucker there ever is.
Gotta be in your own world.
So, Larry, are you calling Sherm out? Is that what you're
Great.
doing?
It's a great feeling. I just can't wait. It's all these guys all just being slow. They just complain the cars being slow, trucks being slow. They just line up against a 6,000-pound fucking Dodge Cummins out there in my driveway right now.
Oh,
Tell you
boy.
what.
So, thanks for coming on, Larry. Is there somebody else there that wanted to come on and talk about today?
But I think my signal's starting to die right now, so I'm going to get off here. And praise hell. Roll call. All-wheel drive for life, brother.
Oh, you know, this is why I got trust issues.
Hey, the haters is what makes it fun, bud.
Some of my friends don't got any damn sense. But at least we can all have a good laugh, right? Oh, God. I mean, I don't know how you, like I said earlier, I don't really know how you prove or disprove any of it. It's interesting. I think it's also an interesting point that if purpose-built vehicles, now that no prep, I mean, let's be honest, there's no prep races now for $100,000.
Shit, 250.
250. You know, there's a few of them this year for big money. So
I think that's going to be the downfall of it, personally.
I guarantee I'm with you with that 100%.
no, I agree. Just like everything else, you know, just like everything else, money fucks it up. Big money fucks it up, you know, and HRA, all that stuff. But so let's talk about this point. If you have a purpose-built all-wheel or four-wheel drive car now in small tire class, there is the potential for somebody building something. Matt, I'm not ignoring you. Just copy and paste what your comment was. I can't keep up. But now there is that potential of the all-wheel or four-wheel drive, purpose-built, badass mofo being in a class and having an advantage potentially. Again, I don't know how you prove or disprove either argument.
We all got our own opinions. Basically, it's up to the race promoter. If he wants to let them in and you want to run, run. If he doesn't, it is what it is. If you know they're allowed, don't come and bitch because they're there. I mean, that's all there is about it. If they're not allowed, they're going to find somewhere to run. Hell, come over. I'll grudge race you anyway. I don't give a shit. But if it's a 32-car field, 64-car field, and we all have to run a 10-inch tire, it is what it is.
We got you got anything else, Sherm?
Nah.
The thoughts?
Nobody fucking listens to me anyway.
Yeah, we do.
Hey, I got no disrespect for any of you guys trying to do what you're gonna do. You're just trying to race.
I appreciate you lining up with me when you do.
Yeah, it'll happen again.
I'm sure of that.
Well, I don't know
if what I'm there for.
Earlier, Sherm, but we were talking about something similar to what they're that class they're trying to. I don't know if it's finalized or not, or whatever at Muncie, the all-wheel / four-wheel drive versus small tire class. We were talking.
I talked to Nick. I think it was today or yesterday. He said Adam's the one running that. He has nothing to do with it, and they're trying to get something together.
So I was thinking about adding that class to our backwards race. So if we do that, you're gonna come down to national trails and race these guys in that class. You're gonna be a small tire guy to take on the all-wheel drive.
Well, it depends on if they're gonna give me a car's head start and a hit or some shit. You know. Shit, I'm gonna try to get advantage of it as I can.
Yeah.
I personally don't think I necessarily belong on the back end stuff, but we'll have to see how that works in testing.
I honestly think if you can turn it down enough, that's where you're gonna do better. But like I said, guys, I've never drove one. I never messed with that. The steering grabbing and shit, can't say I'd like that. You know?
Yeah, no.
I can see it. I mean, that would be a bitch. If okay, then I'm just asking. If the front end is so much heavier and it's so much harder to drive, to put a 200-foot rear tire on the front, put it on the back.
You have to put it all the way around. It's 4 tires or nothing kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Any imbalance you create, one's gonna be going faster than the other, and it's gonna get sketchy.
If you did do a tread wear on the front and added a bunch of weight to the back, it wouldn't do anything?
I honestly don't think I'd even fire my truck up with 2 different size tires on it. I've seen too many people get into the wall. It's just, I mean,
I'm just trying to come up with something to get everybody quit bitching. That's all.
I will say as of recently, most people have kind of opened up to. I think they're faster than it, honestly. Like one of the fastest passes I ran this year was against Eric Manns, and he still ran out of my life. And that's the fastest I've ever been like period. It was pretty much all I had. But
I can't understand how you do that to anybody. He's kind of slow. I'm up. That's going to cost me later on, but at least I have to say it. He's again. I think once you guys get a handle on this, we're all in trouble.
Yeah.
You got enough respect that you think if yours comes to that, you'll pull it out. But
100%.
But the other guys are not going to, bud. Once they start doing good, they're going to say, well, I was in here before. It was good when I was losing.
Well, and let's also be honest. It's real easy to say until there's a race where 100 grand's on the line.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And listen, if I was a four-wheel drive guy and I thought I could go win a 100 grand race and they'd let me in and I thought it was an advantage, I'd damn well be there. You know what I mean?
Why wouldn't
I'm not going to cry about it. I would be there.
Yeah.
So then why have classes? I think what Ohio needs is more of a grudge scene. To be honest, I would love to see racing like they do in Chicago or Detroit or wherever, where you just have some gangster-ass grudge classes, grudge racing, where everybody just shows up and gets down and it doesn't matter. I mean, really, at some point, classes, maybe that's more or less what needs to happen is classes don't matter anymore. Maybe everybody just stops crying altogether. Big tire, small tire, all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. Everybody just goes in one big class and dukes it out.
Brother, you're on cloud 9, wishing for a dream there.
See what I mean?
That ain't gonna never happen. There's too many crybabies.
I believe me. I know. You know, I push grudge racing like, but it just, man, I don't think people understand how big it is in places outside of Ohio. And there's a lot of money. There is a lot of money floating around with those.
The 10-5 thing is, it's been here for so long, nobody wants to do any changing. I've seen the ass into your truck. I know what it can do. I mean, the damn thing hooks. Everybody's in trouble. Can I hang with it? Yeah. But not try to toot my own horn. I don't have the slowest vehicle there. You know?
They should still be able to hear you. I'm going to bring Chris Lane in to talk about, his feelings on the subject as another promoter. Although he looks like he's daydreaming at this point. He's been waiting so long.
He looks familiar. He looks like that last guy you brought in.
That guy was a riot, man. To tell you that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What's happening, Chris?
What's happening, boys? How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing fine.
Well,
Austin ain't started hitting anybody yet.
What's that?
I'm good. I like racing too much for that stuff.
Yeah, there's no need to fight over something as stupid as this. Like I said, this is, like Josh was saying earlier, like, people getting upset with you over and unfriending you because of a different view. It's like you voted for a different president and people are getting unfriended. Like, that's how pathetic our country has become. So,
shit, I'm used to it. I get unfriended every day.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. It's good to have haters, man.
Hey, they're people too.
Yep. So we got this whole little discussion of all-wheel drive and small tire. I mean, everybody knows my stance on it, and Austin messages us every single year, asks us the same question every year. That four-wheel drive gonna be in small tire this year. Well, everybody's changing. Everybody's gonna be a part of this. And I mean, unfortunately, I just don't. I honestly, at this point, I think a class needs to be implemented for that specific for vehicles like that, because
I agree.
I mean, at this point, it's starting to take off. Like, I mean, I have no problem putting an all-wheel drive and big tire, no problem at all. I mean, we've told everybody that for years, and that's how we've always run our race. You know, when it comes to the worst garbage surface you could ever imagine, and I'll tell you, Magnolia is probably there on that level of playing field.
Not a.
All-wheel drive is going to prevail there no matter what. It don't matter. It don't matter if they get 60-footed. It don't matter. It literally, it's going to get thrown out. You could literally take an all-wheel drive truck down there, make 1,000 horsepower. It's going to go down there without a shadow of a doubt. Even though that there's massive craters in the middle of the road, it's just going to happen. One tire's going to bypass it. Say that tire gets out of shape. Guess what? The back tire is going to recoup over what's going on up front, and it's going to keep prevailing. That's just how I feel about it. But
let me ask you that, Austin. Why not just go in big tire?
I mean, if you look at like Marion for an example, look at the competition difference. Look at it's about like racing competitive racers. There's, to my knowledge, like 1 or 2 decent big tire cars. The rest are 7-second cars. I mean, it's a matter of wanting to run with competitive fast people. To race against you and Eric and Billy and the people that are quick. It's the challenge.
I know several of the big tire cars there are pretty fast.
I mean, and I can't say I haven't really paid as much attention to it. It just seems like in years past, when I was able to just watch, that those cars weren't as competitive, I guess.
And I did notice last year, and I think Chris can even say so, I seen more big tire cars last year than normal.
Yeah.
Big tire guys are starting to step up.
Nathan was pretty quick.
Well, I can't remember the guy's name with the orange Camaro. He's raced Marion and Magnolia. He won. Who's?
Jeremy Kiefer.
Yeah, put beside him. He's fast.
That fucker's fast.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to dog on anyone about being slower or faster one way or the other. It's just have one night a big tire, one night a small tire. You're gonna have a lot more small tire racing.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, because that's pretty much the dominant thing in this racing now. I was going to bring up a point was, I don't know if you guys watched any of the live feed from what was it called? The Thaw. There we go. I'm being stupid tonight. The Thaw. That service looked terrible for being the back of the track. And you saw a lot of guys who got flat out outran. Like, let's take Chris Rankin, for instance. I mean, that car is a freaking, I don't even know how much that car weighs. Probably hardly nothing. And that little gas turbo truck ran out of its life. And the problem was, what I seen was Rankin looked like he probably had too much sauce in it off the hit, and he literally white smoked the tires the entire freaking way. Whereas, say that black Chevy pickup truck, that thing freaking went down it like there was nothing holding it back. I mean, at the end of the day, you guys can recover a lot easier than, say, a big tire car like that, because say Rankin's car white smoked the tires, he got out of it, he got back in it, guess what's going to happen? It's going to white smoke the tires again, or go into the wall, one of the two. Whereas, as if you guys, I don't know how much control you guys have on your guys' power as far as when you guys are making a pass, if you can cut it down while you're making a pass, or if you don't, you guys can easily get out of it and get right back in it and recover like nothing ever happened. That's just how I see it. That may not be true. That may not be true, but that's why I asked that question.
if I have wheel speed and you can chop the throttle, do whatever you want until that tire sticks back up. It's the same thing. Down at Cincinnati, I was damn near sideways on the overdrive shift because of that. If you don't stick the tire and have it going, it gets really sketchy, and it was very slow because of that. My question about that race down there is, while a 4-wheel drive did win it, do you think that his car or his truck was faster than the guys who won the small tire?
They was debating that.
Or that any of the big tire cars could have been competitive racing the small tire cars?
I don't know what was up with the big tire cars. They didn't look very good to me.
No, I agree with that. I didn't really see anybody make a good pass down there at all in big tire. I don't know. I mean, Kendall's car it's retarded. That's all I can say is that thing will run down any damn surface and win it no matter what. It's crazy how that car works so well. I don't know, man. There's a difference. Like that car, it goes and wins everywhere. That it don't matter what surface it is. I think it'd probably be on a fucking sand pit and that thing would still make a pass. It'd probably be a dune buggy for all we know. I don't know. It'd be hard to say. It'd be hard to say against that truck. That truck was rolling, and that race between him and the gas truck, that was a really good race. I don't know how close that race was at the end. I'd love to have seen that. That'd have been sweet to see that in the final, because it seemed like them two were probably the fastest ones there in big time in that class.
I agree.
But I don't know. It'd be hard to say. I don't really know Ethan's truck that well, other than just seeing it, kind of online and stuff like that. It'd be hard to say, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Freeburg Dragway is pretty bad. I will agree with that. I don't know if you would even call that a track. That's like a parking lot with
It's a 60-foot long pad.
Chip and seal on it.
I was there once, and I still had nightmares.
that might be the worst service. I do agree with that, definitely. But
Brian,
I feel like we just need to, at this point, it's gonna have to. There's going to be a class. When we were talking about, I don't know whose post I was talking to about. We were talking about all-wheel drive and small tire, all-wheel drive and big tire. That guy's with the black tire. I think his name's Colby. Colby was like, "Hey, I'll go race anywhere," So now, guess what? He may be coming up to race No Prep Mania this year, in big tire. So, I'd be anxious. I'd love to see that, especially running on a surface like Mags, just because it takes a lot to get down that track, and it just keeps getting worse and worse every year. That's good for the people that their vehicle runs on shitty surfaces.
The biggest thing I probably do see about it is Austin and a few of them. Yeah, they're there. They want to race. They'll go places. The majority of the people squealing, you get two guys that show up. Yeah, if they're so into this and they want to support it,
you won't get a bunch of 4-wheel drive trucks. It won't happen.
Well, there's a bunch of guys squealing.
There ain't a bunch of them fast, though. There's not a bunch of them fast. There's only a handful.
They'll get it though. Like Sherm was saying earlier, they'll figure it out. Like you guys have got Sherm's got fucking figured out. That's all there is to it. And guess how long is it taking you, Sherm, to figure this out?
I did a lot better with nitro since I put these damn hair dryers on there. It jerked the rug right out from underneath me, buddy.
But when you had nitrous on your truck, how long did it take you to figure out no prep? Once you finally got it figured out.
I'm an old street racer, and still the no prep stuff. Yeah, it took a while.
Yeah,
it happened overnight.
No, absolutely not. It's gonna take time. They're gonna figure it out, and like you said earlier, everybody's gonna be in trouble. That's all there is to it.
I don't bet since Austin started this, since he started doing this, he's going backwards. He's going faster every time he goes out. It's because he's learning and he's figuring it out. Just like we all had to do. His day's coming. And I know it.
Yep.
And then everybody's going to say, well, now what do we do?
His truck is still not capable of going as fast as the fast small tire guys on its best day.
He says it is.
Well, he's way faster than I've ever known him to go then, because I ain't never seen it run in the fours.
You know, okay, let me ask you this. You think they're running in the fours at Marion?
No.
Okay. Well, where are they running fours at? On true no prep. I want to know that.
I don't consider Marion a true no prep. I mean, Marion's pretty fast.
Marion's not a true no prep, but that track has issues. Everybody knows that. There's so much of the surface missing. It's not funny. It's anything but smooth. And the small tire guys are not making 4-second passes there. I don't know any of the true no preps guys are making 4-second passes on.
Few and far between.
I might be just out in left field on it. I'm not saying nobody's ever done it, but I'm saying it ain't gonna happen.
I dropped audio for some reason, so I got to come back in. Justin, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Where the hell did it go now? It says, Justin, why aren't you talking about how nobody's driving an all-wheel drive straight on a bad surface?
It's difficult enough to drive an all-wheel drive straight down Marion. I promise you that. I mean, it's my car's not going down no prep surface without spinning the tires. I promise you. I'd be taking a lot of power out in order to do that. So, you know, I've let out at Marion in third gear and not gotten back in it because I was scared. So, you know, I've had some scary situations in my car, and you know, all-wheel drive. You know, everyone thinks it's an advantage, but I guarantee my car spins just as much as a lot of those small tire cars do. So.
Thank you for that. When I let out on the big end, they call me a pussy.
I'm sure I was called a pussy too. So, but when my car's sideways, I'm looking at a wall.
Yeah.
You know, there's one choice to make, and it's let out and hit the brakes. So.
Right. It's a type of racing for sure.
And that's another. And Justin, speaking of him, that's another person that's gonna figure it out, because that fucking car will run out the back end like nobody's fucking business, and everybody knows that 100%. Even Justin knows that. He just doesn't want to say it yet.
When it's hooking, it moves out the back end for sure.
Yes, it don't matter if you fuck up the first half. Guess what? You're gonna run out the back, and you're gonna you're gonna give somebody a chance. You know, that's just all there is to it. I don't know. Like I said, I just think that at this point there just needs to be, if there's gonna be people coming out and starting to build all-wheel drive stuff, it's just gonna have to be a class. It's just gonna be an evolving class, just like all these other classes, like hard tire, for instance. You know, if it gets as big as hard tire, heck, that'd be sweet. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You guys
Absolutely.
you know, let's go back to our first backwards race at 42 in hard tire. You know, guess who were the two finals in hard tire? They're both all-wheel drive vehicles. One was diesel though, and the other was gas. So, you know, they took out a pretty tight field, you know, for being a virgin surface, and you know, they went down it like it was butter. I mean, they just pressed the gas, and guess what? They went down it without any issues. So
Hong said he'll protect you from the all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive guy, Sherm.
He's my ace in the hole, buddy. He's got my back.
Oh man, so let's see.
I like Austin. He's a hell of a guy. He's got a badass truck. I've seen some fast all-wheel drive stuff. They need to keep pushing, and like Chris says, give them their own class. It's either that or going to Big Tire. That's my feeling on it, but I'll support them any way they want to do it. You know, they're racing like us, man. They're just trying to do what we're doing.
I think we just need more grudge racing. Everybody just show up, run with your brung, let your nuts hang, and I think that solves everything.
Brother, I'm getting old. When I let them hang, I get caught up in my knees and shit.
Oh, I bet when you let them hang as old as you are, they fucking touch the water in the toilet bowl.
Oh my God. I'm having vivid nightmares now because of this fucking live stream.
Yeah.
Just, I gotta go on that note.
Oh,
I usually have Long there to pick them up for me, so I'm good.
God. Yes, more street stuff.
I figured your battery died there. So
Yep.
I think we've all covered everything. I think we've cracked some jokes and had some fun, and I think that I mean, you can't say everybody doesn't have a valid point. I just don't know what that middle ground is where it's fair-ish for everyone, if there's such a thing, or for the majority.
It'll never be fair.
I say run with your brung, grudge racing classes, one event, one class. I don't know, but nobody will do it. I love racers, and I hope to be one day.
You put on races, do it.
Who's going to show up? I'll just keep it real. Who's going to show up? This isn't Detroit or Chicago.
Are they that fast there, or what's the difference? What is it? Just the mentality? I've genuinely never been around that crew or that type of people.
Yeah, they've been cultivating the grudge scene for decades up there in those areas. Same thing with down south. They do a lot of that down south. I wish we would do more of it. And listen, a lot of people aren't going to like what I'm getting ready to say, but it is a lot of no prep and street racers who've come into it over the last 10 years since Street Outlaws came about, or however long that show's been on. A lot of those guys are people who've grown up in bracket racing, and they're used to arguing about every last little bracket racing rule. And
oh, now you pissed them off.
There's
Why did you have to bring them in?
I'm not going against anything.
Why did you open that door?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with bracket racers, but what I'm saying is bracket racers are very rigid about what the rules are, and they want to follow a very rigid course, and that can't work. That cannot work in no prep or grudge racing or whatever. It just can't. So I'd say we just got to all loosen up. Maybe therapy or something, and everybody just be a little more open to the idea of an all-out grudge race event. Who cares? All-wheel drive, big tire, small tire, whatever. Everybody just get in and see who's the baddest mofo there is.
I think it worked better than you think it would, but you struggle to get people in it.
I think it'd take a while. Well, I think it takes a while to cultivate it, and I think it needs to probably be more than one track trying to get it going. Chris, you got any dates open? We could try something like that up there.
Dude, what do you mean? Like actually throw a class together for that?
Just a run with your brung race.
And hope you brung enough.
Hey Chris, how about a second chance? Anything goes. All the losers from any of the classes Big tire, small tire, whatever.
I'll throw everybody in at once.
Yeah.
That would be fun. That would be kind of cool to see, definitely. I don't know, I'd have to see. I know we got some test and tune scheduling, no prep test and tune scheduling coming up. We can't open the track till May 1st. So that we were actually trying to get in April, but we apparently can't do that because of the Army Corps of Engineers. I mean, honestly, if we find a night that we could do like a no prep test and tune and then do like a shootout, just a class of whatever to throw in, that'd be cool. I'd do that.
I'll tell you what, I have Friday and Saturday. What is that? August 6th and 7th at National Trails, and I didn't necessarily know what I was going to do on the 6th. Maybe I'll put together a no prep, run what you brung, and we'll see what happens. And then the next day will be the backwards PYOP. Austin,
Yep.
You're down to go forward at National Trails on a no prep, right?
Yes, as long as it does. The only thing that matters for me is as long as it's not a points race, I'd be down to do it.
Nope, just be a straight grudge race.
Well, I'm saying as long as it doesn't interfere with one of my points races. I got a schedule I got to look at for that real fast.
All right, August 6th and 7th.
I don't think it interferes with anything, honestly. It doesn't seem like it would.
Okay. So maybe we can do that. Maybe Chris, we can work something out.
Yeah.
On one of your test and tune nights.
Yeah.
I do have a question for Chris though, real fast.
No, you're not allowed.
Well, I'm going to, just like racing small tire. When it comes to people in like discussion of 4-wheel drive, is it that you don't believe that they belong in small tire, or the people that race with you have made it vocal that they don't think that 4-wheel drives belong in small tire? I'm kind of curious because I've heard some people who say bring it on. I mean, hope you got enough, and then other people that just hate it.
Well, I can tell you right now, I don't hate it. I don't dis hate it at all. I just go by what like the rules, like like Sherm said earlier, 21 inches of contact patch. That's I believe in that. That's at some point or another, somebody's gonna build a dually car or truck, whatever it is, and they're gonna try to get a small tire.
Dude, I've considered it. Don't think I ain't.
I mean, at some point, somebody's gonna make it. It don't matter what it's gonna be. Somebody's gonna do it. I just feel that the contact patch is the main thing in that. Having 10.5 inches compared to 21.5 inches. That's a big difference.
Okay, well, on Facebook, I've already had 2 people say that for August 6th, they'll put me up $250 each to add to the pot for an all-out run what you brung race.
Sweet. Cool.
I don't see why that wouldn't work. I see guys trying to do it. I mean,
are you going to come and do it? Run what you brung class?
well, yeah, I'll probably just throw big tires on it then, if that's the case.
Yeah, however, absolutely.
It's a run what you brung. It's a run what you brung class.
Yeah, why limit myself if that's the case?
Absolutely. I would never ask you to. Nobody.
Yeah.
Everybody do it. Here would be my rules, I think. Safety equipment.
About it, huh?
Helmet.
I probably wouldn't switch. I'd probably just still leave the small tires on it. It's too much of a pain in the ass to switch everything around.
Yeah. I think safety equipment is it. I can't think of any other rules to have.
There ain't any. If it's a run what you brung class, you better as long as it, I mean, the only thing I would limit is it must have doors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Door car for sure.
I haven't seen a dragster try to come do no prep yet, but guess what?
I saw a funny car the other day.
Hey, I mean, why wouldn't you if the money was right?
Right.
No, to run what you brung, does it still have to have steel quarters and a rope or what?
Good question.
Now you're gonna start bringing in pro mods, bud.
Well,
that's pretty much. I mean, that is pretty much run what you brung. Is basically you can bring a pro mod in. I mean, that's
right.
That's the way I see it. But
well, I mean, I think we want to stay still roofing quarters per se. You know,
if I'm there that weekend, I would see no reason why I wouldn't get in it.
It's
another race, you know.
What's this if stuff? You could come down and race Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
You could win twice potentially.
Well, hang out with two days. Austin better bring a lot of beer because I'm gonna drink some of it.
That sounds good. It's not far from home. I'd be glad to do that.
Yeah, it's only 5 minutes. It's only 5 minutes from the house.
I hope there's no hard feelings or anything like that, Austin. I'm not trying to do that at all.
Nah, it's all racing. I'm completely cool with everything, man.
All right.
I just want to race more.
I understand what you're going for. I mean, why wouldn't you want to race it?
And right now the money's not right, but I have every intention of building basically like an X275 version of a car that'll have a diesel power plant in it. But I mean, you're looking at probably $100,000 chassis.
Yeah, oh yeah. That piece you sold Billy was pretty nice.
Yeah.
I didn't see why you wanted to get rid of that, but
with where the engine would have had to sit and everything, it was a very nice car. So I would have had to cut up so much of the cage. It really wouldn't have been. I was already invested enough in it. It would have been kind of a waste, I guess.
To put a diesel in it, you're talking you'd had to cut it up or what?
Yeah, the double frame rail in it wasn't exactly how I'd want. Where you guys mount your mid plates and stuff, like our bells are different. Being that I still run like a 727 48 RE base transmission, it just would have had to get a lot of stuff cut up, and it was honestly too nice of a car, and I paid too much to do all that.
I got you.
So,
makes sense.
But
let's evolve some run what you brung racing and get everybody in there and see what the truth is. I guess it's the only way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been on here for an hour and a half.
My phone's about to die.
We've had some tense moments. We've had some laughs. I think for all this, there still is no final answer. Probably never will be.
Thanks for coming in, Chris, and not letting him just throw me to the wolves, buddy. I appreciate you.
Oh no!
Josh wouldn't give a shit. He'd let him beat me up.
I was the first one in that said everything you guys said. You know, but I think it's good. You brought up both of you brought up some points I didn't, and Austin and Justin brought up some good points too. So you know, I guess we just got to see where it is. But main thing is, I'm still gonna make some memes. You're welcome to retaliate anytime, brother. Justin got me pretty good today. I did like that one.
I think Justin put one on my post that for your live feed today. I didn't get a chance to go back to it, but
it was yeah. So I'm not gonna stop that. I'm just gonna keep it real, but I'm gonna keep it respectable-ish. You know?
I'm 100% game on that.
And we'll all just have fun together because no matter what, we're all racers. We all are, you know, I think everybody wants to do well and represent Ohio well. So keep it classy, Ohio, as Ron Burgundy says.
Just make everybody happy. That's That's a hard thing to do these days, is just make everybody happy and make a smooth atmosphere type racing for everybody, and just not everybody get mad at each other for just stupid shit. That's how I feel about it.
That's just it. Everybody thinks if you disagree, you gotta get pissed off. We're racers. There's gonna be different opinions.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, just to go a little bit further, we're humans, so we're not going to see eye to eye on everything.
Nope.
Doesn't mean
Agree.
you got to be jerks. So.
Nope.
I will say everyone I've raced with is, as much as people don't agree, I haven't really ran into any actual assholes or anything about it.
I'll warm you up in person a little later in the season.
Sounds good.
All right, guys, we've been on here forever. Let's go. I don't know. I got to get up at 4 o'clock for work, and I still got to go to the barn and work on the Blazer for a couple hours. So I'm gonna get off here. I appreciate it.
When's our video coming out? I forgot to ask you that.
You never told me anything about your channel. I was waiting for you. If you remember, you said wait till your YouTube channel was live.
Oh, just post the video.
Okay. All right.
I don't know when that's happening, so just post the video.
All right, I'll finish that up. I got an awesome video for Behind the Wheel with D-Team guys. So we'll get that out here in the next couple of weeks. It's not all the way done because I was waiting to hear back from you guys. And by the way, Sherm, I can't. I'm not going to be up there Saturday. I had to postpone that till the 20th because I had my great uncle passed away, and I got to go down Southern Ohio Saturday. So,
sorry to hear that. No issues, buddy. None at all. Hell, I ain't going anywhere.
So we'll be up your way on the 20th.
All right.
All right, everybody. Austin, we might have to come do Behind the Wheel on YouTube now.
What is it? I'd be up for it.
Don't worry about it. You're too slow.
Sounds good.
God damn it, Sherm.
We were supposed to be nice.
This was supposed to be a positive ending, and you just fucked it all up.
That's our YouTube series. That's our YouTube series on racers. It's a good time. Kind of helps everybody get to know everybody a little bit better, and puts us. Every sport has a spotlight. The people that are always in the spotlight, and we interview them too, but we like to interview everybody. Because I think there's several facets to it. Everybody deserves recognition because just because someone's faster doesn't necessarily mean they bust their ass more to get there. For one, and for two, the 98% that don't get the recognition that the other 2% do are the driving force in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
That 2% that is on the upper end of things don't get those opportunities without the 98% buying products and supporting the industry the way they do. And
what the hell is he doing?
One of me is enough, Chris.
Please.
I would be up for doing that if you're interested.
No, we'll get it together, man. We'll come out to your shop and get you together.
Hey Josh, can I go with you that day?
Oh my gosh.
You're more than welcome. I race out of Fire Punk shop. You'll see some of the fastest shit you've ever seen.
I'm gonna point some things out.
You might as well get a boxing ring together while you're at it too.
Ah, shit, we ain't gonna box. We're just gonna point shit out.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. We'll wrap it up now. Appreciate everybody coming on, and Austin, I'll get with you on that. And Chris, thanks, buddy. Sherm, thanks. Appreciate it. Justin and Jeff, appreciate you guys coming on and everybody giving their input. And let's just have some fun this year. That's the most important thing.
Have a good one, guys.
All right. See you guys.
Later, guys.
get out of here.
It's kind of like when he's at home trying to find a bathroom in the middle of the night. He's got old timers. Sherm's a great guy, but I only hang out with him because of his dog. I'll just keep it real. He knows that. But anyways, I don't know that we accomplished much, but we had a good time tonight. I appreciate everybody that hung in there and had input. And we'll see you again next Monday.